Hey boys and girls, I'm going to be teaching the math lesson this week for kindergarten. Miss Lewis and Miss Ruda will be teaching the other lessons. Each week we're going to be rotating lessons, so make sure you're tuning into all of the teacher's lessons, no matter who your teacher is, to make sure you're getting all of your content in. To start today, we're going to be doing a counting warm-up that we typically do in my class. Normally, all the kids are up out of their seats and they're counting and they're moving. They are certainly not in their seat watching me do this by myself. So please, if you're at your house right now watching, get up, put your devices down and do it with me so that I am not doing this by myself. My kids know I do not want to do this by myself at all. So please join me in doing this so I'm not just standing here doing this alone. Here we go. It's a weird time. Let's all do it together.
Get ready to exercise and count. Stretch your arms.
Count with me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stretch your legs. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Pump each arm up. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Two arm circles. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Shoulder shrugs. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Pump elbows back. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. Do windmills. 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. Walk in place. 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80. Now jog in place. 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90. Clap up high. 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100.
Woo!
Count to 100.
All right, hopefully everyone feels warmed up and did that with me, so I wasn't just jumping around the living room by myself. That's a good activity to do at home, even on our off days if we're not posting lessons or if you can't get on iReady. It's good to keep the kids counting and moving just to keep their brain working, and hopefully they can start counting up to 100 if they're not doing so already. So definitely keep them counting up to 50 and then move on to 100. All right, let's get started. Before we left school, we started with subtraction. We finished our addition unit right before leaving school, and we just started with subtraction, which is just a fancy math word for taking away. And we used a bunch of examples for taking away. Our kids love to use the examples of baby sister, baby brother, taking away their toys. So let's think of it this way. If you have a basket of toys in your room and you have 10 toy soldiers or 10 Barbie dolls, and your little brother or sister comes in and takes some of your toys, they are subtracting from the amount of toys that you can play with. You cannot play with all of your toys if your baby sister or brother takes away from all of your toys. This is subtraction. It's just a fancy word for taking away. So subtraction is another way of saying taking away. And before we left school, we were practicing taking numbers and putting them in number bonds, and even started a little bit with number sentences. But before we get into all that, I'm going to show a real life, very relevant example of a subtraction example. Okay, so for the first example, you don't need anything. You don't need a paper. You don't need pencils. I'm just going to do it for you. I'm going to model the example with, you're going to see with what, and I can hear the kids at home saying, ew, already. But I'm going to show you the example first, and then we'll do a couple together. So here we go. Ready? This is pure gold right now. Okay, here we go. This is my example of a subtraction story first. Okay, so I was at the store the other day and I saw 5 rolls of toilet paper on the shelf. Can you see those? Let's see. Let's count to make sure there really are 5 and I'm not just making it up. Count with me. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So I saw 5 rolls of toilet paper on the shelf and I started running because they're hard to come by these days. And then an angry shopper zipped right in front of me and grabbed 3 rolls and put them in her cart right away. So my question is, she took 3 away, she subtracted 3 from the shelf. How many rolls are left? So if I had 5 and I took 3 away, the answer would be 2. 2 are left. So that is how you could use it in real life. You have 5 there. The angry shopper beat me, took 3 away. So now I can only have 2 left to buy. So if I wanted to take that and do what we had just started to do before we left school, I could take that whole word problem, draw a picture, put it into a number bond, and I could even put it into a number sentence once we get there. But first, let's start by taking that whole word problem and drawing a picture with it. So I'm going to first think about it and think about, okay, how can I put this into a picture? There was a store, there was 5 rolls of toilet paper, but do I need to draw all that? Do I need to draw the aisles and the carts and the people and all of this? Is that all necessary details? I don't think so. What I typically like to do is just draw circles so that I don't waste too much time with the details, because we love our details in writing, but I don't need it in math. So I'm just going to take, instead of drawing nice details, I'm just going to take those 5 rolls and I'm just going to draw circles. So here we go. I had 5 rolls on the shelf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you know I like to double check to make sure I actually have 5 in case I drew too many or not enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I'm good. And then I remember in the story, in that word problem, that angry shopper. That seemed like a very important detail. And what did she do? She took some away. So I remember that if somebody's taking something away in the problem, we cross it out to show subtraction. So I have to cross out 3 because she took 3 away. 1, 2, 3. And then that gives me my answer of 2 left. Okay, so that's how I draw my picture. This is a picture of a subtraction problem. I don't need too many details. I don't have to take my time to draw the beautiful toilet paper rolls all wrapped up. I don't need all that. Circles are just fine. And now that I have my picture, I can put this into our favorite number bonds. Remember, you can draw your own number bonds now. Start with a circle, stick, stick, another circle down here, and another down here. Make sure you make your circles big enough to fit numbers in them. Okay? So then before I start filling numbers in, I really want to look at my circles and figure out what number is going in what. because sometimes our number bonds are tilted, sometimes they're different ways. So I want to figure out first, which one is my total bubble? Which one are the sticks coming together on? Are they coming together to the side? Or are they coming together at the top? So I can see that they are coming together up here at the top. So this one's going to be my total. So at the very beginning of this story, I need to think how many rolls were on the shelf at the beginning. Before anybody took anything off the shelf, how many were there to start with? And I remember there were 5. And if I can't remember, I can look at what's in front of me because I actually have the materials in front of me. So there were 5. Or I could look at my picture because it's all still there. Even that's why we can't erase our picture and we cross it out instead, because I can still see it was there to start. Okay, so I see that I did have 5 there at one point. And then I want to think, how many did I cross out? How many were taken from the shelf? And then I can look back at my picture again and see clearly 1, 2, 3 were crossed out. 3 were subtracted. 3 were taken away. And then I was left with 2. Okay? So if I had 5 and I took away 3, I'm going to be left with 2. Okay, let's do this one together. So if you don't have one already, make sure you hit pause and grab a piece of paper and a pencil. Okay. All right, let's read it together. We had 10 bottles of hand sanitizer at school. We used 6. How many are left? Okay, and sometimes it helps to read it twice, so let's just read it one more time. We had 10 bottles of hand sanitizer at school. We used 6, so 6 of them are gone. How many are left? Okay, and the good thing about working with the number 10 is that if you don't have manipulatives or cubes or counters like we like to work with at school, if you don't have those at home, the number 10, you have 10 fingers. So you can always work with your fingers if we're working with the number 10. So we can use our fingers to help us solve this. All right, so we had 10 bottles of sanitizer. We had 10, but we used 6 of them. So everybody put your hands up. Put 10 fingers up. Let me see both of them up, because we have all 10 fingers. Okay, for each bottle. So let's count the bottles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, because we started with 10 bottles. Okay, and how many did we use? Let's go back to the problem. We used 6. So we took away 6 of them because they're gone. We can't use them anymore. So let's put down 6 of our fingers to show we can't use them anymore. So go ahead and put one by one, put down 6 fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then how many bottles or how many fingers are left of hand sanitizer? You should have the same amount of fingers left on your hand at home. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your answer is 4. Okay. So that's how you would do it using manipulatives or your fingers. But you could also do it using a picture, just like we did on the last one. So we started with 10 bottles, but again, I'm not going to draw fancy little hand sanitizer bottles with a little spout and a all of that. I'm just going to draw circles for the sake of time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, come back down, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good? And then I have to remember how many are gone, how many did I use. The problem said I used 6. When I'm subtracting, do I add more? Am I going to draw 6 more? Or do I cross out? What should I do? I'm going to cross out to show subtraction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You should be doing this at home as well on a blank piece of paper. So make sure you are following along with me. You should have 10 circles on your paper. Cross out 6 of them. Double check, make sure you cross out only 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's very important. If you accidentally crossed out too many, you're going to get a different answer than what you should be getting. So check yours with mine. So this is showing you the 10 bottles that we had originally at first, and the 6 bottles that are all gone that we used. Okay, we took them away, we subtracted them because we used them all up. Okay, now I want you to try this by yourself. Draw your number bond. Start with your circle, line, line, circle, circle. I'll give you the total up at the top because we started with 10. And I'm going to give you 20 seconds to see if you can fill in these 2 bubbles. How many did we cross out and how many are left? See if you can fill these 2 in. You can use the picture, you can use your fingers like we used before. And then check back with the board for your answer. When you're done, check back up. Make sure you got 6 to show that we got rid of 6 bottles, and 4 to show there are 1, 2, 3, 4 bottles still left to use. All right, last one we're gonna do together. No judgment on this one. And then I'll give you a couple to work on by yourself. I bought 10 bags of chips. I already ate 5 bags. How many are left? Let's read that one more time. I bought 10 bags of chips. I already ate 5 bags. How many are left? It's shocking, it's only been 1 week home. All right, so again, we can start with your fingers because I know it's hard to find 10 objects at home. So let's work with what we have. Let's start with your fingers. Show me 10. Start with the 10 bags that once were there. And we subtract 10, subtract 5, I'm sorry. Take away 5. Do one at a time so we don't accidentally make a mistake. So let's take away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you should have your answer, and then you can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. but sometimes it's easier for people to see it if you wanted to draw a picture. So let's draw it out. Okay, so again, we can start with our circles, and you should be drawing the same thing at home. So maybe you already started with your paper and your pencil. Start your circles. So what are we starting with? We started with 10 bags, so just draw 10 circles. 1, 2, draw them the 10 frame way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stop at 5 and come down. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Go back and check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure you're touching it. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. And then we are thinking, how many did we cross out? How many did we take away? How many did we subtract? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I'm going to make it a little trickier this time. I'm going to switch up the number bond. So I'm going to do the total bubble over here. So start with your circle there. Make your stick here and your stick here. Because remember, sometimes our number bonds are not always standing up straight. Sometimes they're twisted to the side. So your total bubble is over here this time. So make sure you keep track of that. So think, how many bags did I start with? How many were all together? The total. That's what's going to go here this time. It's not up here at the top, it's over here because they're coming together for the total. The bags that you got rid of and the bags you still have left is your total, and that's going to be right here. So at home, start to fill in your bubbles, keeping in mind that your total's on the side this time. Check your work with the board. You should have 10 for your total again because we started with 10 bags all together. We crossed out 5 because 5 are gone, sadly, and 5 are left still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So following this lesson, there will be some problem sets posted on each of our dojo sites. It's just going to be a picture of some questions that look like this. There's a word problem. The students should draw a picture in the blank space here, fill in the number bond, and there's a challenge right here if they want to try to fill in the number sentence that we had just started to work with before school ended. If they want to challenge themselves, they may do that if they would like. So there's just going to be 2 problems today, and then they should also try to write the numbers 1 through 20. Practice writing their numbers 1 through 20. Each of the teachers will post this on their dojo sites, and students should complete both of the problems as well as practicing their numbers, and students should complete those and take pictures and message or put on class stories for the teachers to see that they completed their work so that we can tell who's viewing these lessons and who is able to get access to it and all of that. That is all I have for you today. I appreciate everyone's patience as this is all brand new to us and we're trying to figure it out as well. I hope everyone's staying safe and hopefully we see you soon.